Hello, AP, QVS, comparative government students. I hope you're having a good weekend. I hope it's productive. You should have finished Essential Unit 1 by now. If you are not done with Essential Unit 1 yet, make sure that you are working really hard this weekend to get that done because now it is time for us to move into the first real topic for AP Comparative Government. I'm going to take you to the course page and talk to you about moving into Essential Unit 3. And I know you're going to say, what? How are we moving into Essential Unit 3? We just got done with Essential Unit 1. You're going to see that Essential Unit 2 has a special design. It's a focus on the course countries. It is designed to be open all year long. I'm going to open that unit after we get our feet wet with the first AP topic in Essential Unit 3. Some of the features of Essential Unit 2 with the course countries, we will do current events. You're going to have to pick one of the course countries as your focus for your presentation at the end of the year. You'll also read case studies on each of the course countries and take quizzes on each one of them throughout the context of Essential Unit 2. But again, as I said, it's designed to be open the whole year long. But before we get into that unit, we are going to move into Essential Unit 3. So please don't think that we're doing anything wrong. Just kind of follow my direction and pay attention to when you have to do what, and all will be okay. So trust me on that. Let me take you to the course page and show you around so that you can see what I'm talking about and what I mean and what you need to do for the first week of Essential Unit 3. So if we scroll down, by this point in time, you've finished this unit, Essential Unit 1, Introduction to Comparative Government and Politics. You can't even open Essential Unit 2 yet. I'm going to wait. I know I have the date on here as October 3rd, but I'm going to wait a few days before I open this for you. And I want you to go to Essential Unit 3 tab. The title of this unit is Political Systems, Regimes, and Governments. Notice I have a visual here, the state of democracy, because one of the features of this unit that we will talk about is the health of the state. So if you look at the visual there, there's a map of the world, and you can see from the different colors on this key that they range from full democracies all the way down through authoritarian regimes. And you should get a sense of where these different states are in terms of fully democratic states, flawed democracies, where most of the authoritarian regimes in the world are. And then you definitely should take a look at where the course countries fit in all of this. Notice one of our course countries is Mexico, and it's labeled as a hybrid regime. So you should begin to ask questions. Well, what does that mean to be a hybrid regime? If you take a look at China and Russia, another couple course countries, they're labeled as authoritarian regimes. What does that mean? Well, you're going to learn about that in this unit when we get into looking at political systems, regimes, and governments. So the unit overview is here. You can read through it. It's essentially what I just got done saying in terms of our course countries and how they relate to this topic of the different types of governments that exist from country to country. You're going to see that the pacing for this unit is 4 weeks, so you have a good amount of time to master the TSWs that are outlined over here. If we move through, you will have access to PDF files for the O'Neill textbook by clicking on these links here. And then I told you to adopt a note-taking method, so you're going to make sure that you're going to take notes over these readings throughout the course of the next 4 weeks, whichever method you like. I'm okay with any of them. If we scroll down, this is where we'll get into the unit activities required for mastery. Here's that rubric for you so that you can see what is the determining factor between an A and a B. And then here are week 1 activities. Same design as Essential Unit 1. So if you scroll down, you see week 1 activities, and then week 2, week 3, And then week 4, where you'll have the entire week for the assessment, where I'll collect your notes, the concept map. You'll do the progress check. This will be our first time going to my AP, where you're going to do the progress check, and then the essential unit 3 test. Okay, so I'm going to scroll back up to week 1. The first thing I want you to notice are these red topic labels. These are the AP College Board topics. These are the objectives that the College Board expects for you to master in order for you to be successful on the AP exam. I've also put links to the daily videos. So in week 1, we're going to cover topic 1.1 through 1.4. And the College Board has like 5-minute videos on each of those topics that you should consider watching. They're pretty decent. You do have to go to the My AP page to access them, but the links directly are there for you. In topic 1.1, we're going to take a look at the practice of political scientists. So this is going to be very familiar for you, similar to what you kind of looked at in Essential Unit 1. So hopefully I've created 2 kind of fairly interesting activities for you here so that it's not too much like what you did in the first unit. In this activity, you're going to do what do comparative political scientists do? I'm actually asking you to find a research-based article and for you to determine the approach taken in the article and whether it is like what's the topic, what's being compared, whether they're using inductive or deductive reasoning, is it qualitative or quantitative research? So I've provided 2 articles for you on the links here. One of them is called Freedom and Equality in Democracies, Is There a Trade-off? Or another one's called Mapping Political Regime Typologies. So pick one of them or find your own and then read the article and answer these questions in relation to the article in terms of what political scientists do. Then in this activity, we'll take a look at some of the indicators that political scientists use, and we'll apply it to the different course countries. So here are a number of indicators and links to information related to the different course countries. I want you to create a document and a chart where the different course countries are outlined. And then I've kind of filled in examples here for you for the data that I want you to collect related to these indicators. And these indicators can really tell a lot about a country, especially the Human Development Index. This is a composite of like education, average income, features like that about a country that would have us gain a strong understanding about like political policies that are put in place that would impact standard of living. Same with the others. So take a look, learn about these different indicators. They are used by political scientists. They give a strong understanding of policies that are created from country to country. Moving on to the next topic, defining political organizations. This is one of those SCORM packages, so it's a quick introduction to what I mean by defining political organizations. Make sure that you click the submit an email score button at the end. So when you open this SCORM package, I'll show you what I mean really quickly. Here's the objective that we'll be looking at. Read through that. And I'm just going to kind of skip to the end. You can see there are 6 pages. It's so important at the end of the activity that you type in your name here and click email score. Because when you do that, then your score gets emailed to me and I get a notification and I get the answers to the free response questions. So I'll show you, see, it just emailed to me. Now I didn't answer any of the questions, so I got a 0 out of 0. But this is what I get when you complete those activities with the answers that you type in for your free response. Okay, so make sure that you do that with the SCORM packages. Then we move into topic 1.3. What's the difference between a democratic regime and an authoritarian regime? I'm sure most of you are going to be very familiar with this, but there is a little introductory activity in the SCORM package here, and then you have an activity that we're going to do with comparing the course countries. And then we wrap up the week with democratization. What does it mean for a country to democratize? What has to happen in a country for democratization to occur? The AP College Board has a great briefing paper, and I have lots of questions that go along with the briefing paper. So you have to read the document here, create a Word document entitled Democratization Briefing Paper, and then answer these questions on the Word document as you read that article. Okay? So in a nutshell, that is week 1 of Essential Unit 3. As we move toward the end of the week, I will open Essential Unit 2 and talk to you more about the current events, the different case studies that you will read for the different course countries. But I don't want to overwhelm you yet. The work is going to get heavy if it's not been heavy for you already. But I don't want to overwhelm you yet and open 2 units at the same time. But that essentially is what's going to happen pretty soon, because Essential Unit 2 will be open all year long. Essential Unit 3, like you saw, will be open for 4 weeks. So make sure you're really productive in working with week 1 activities. If you are still working in Essential Unit 1, this is where it kind of gets difficult, and you really need to make sure that you are finishing up and staying on pace so that you don't fall very far behind. Contact me if you have questions. I'm happy to help, and have a good week. Bye.